Hi guys, so I'm sure you're all aware by now that I absolutely love orcs, and one of my favourite places to get orcs is from Mr. Modulark over on my mini factory. As always guys, usual sort of thing, all the links that to everything I kind of use in my videos down below. Go give it a click and yeah, check out everything I use and where I get stuff from. But yeah, as you can see, very orc orientated, tons of lovely stuff, and I've printed off quite a lot of this stuff, but the thing I'm interested in today is obviously this. And it's the Fortress Walker. Yeah, I think we know what the other name this possibly goes by, but I'm not going to say it. Yeah, gorgeous looking thing. Star Wars, absolutely love that. Well, as much if not more than orcs. So having the two together is just perfect. As this is quite a large build, I'm going to print it out on the Frozen Sonic Mega 8KS. Yeah, links down below. Gorgeous printer. But for me, it's the build plate. It's huge. You can get a ton of stuff on this. Yeah, this would require, I don't know, a good sort of 3, maybe even 4 build plates on the sort of regular size printers. But as you can see, this one is absolutely glorious. Yeah, lovely size. I've only used it a few times so far because it is rather large. I can't keep it anywhere, so I have to sort of bring it out, use it, and then hide it away again. Yeah, I know, I need to get a bigger place, or I would love to have a studio, workshop, or even just a garage where I could have things set up and be using them all the time. And if you want to see me use this printer more, there is a video somewhere guys where I print off 70 miniatures on one build plate, just to show just how big this thing is, how cool it is. And yeah, if you want to print off, well, obviously a ton of miniatures or larger things, then yeah, this is definitely the printer for you. As like all the others, nice, simple, easy to use, self-leveling build plate, loads of other extras. Yeah, click on the link down below and yeah, see more of what this gorgeous printer can do. But obviously a printer is no good without any resin, and the one I'm currently using is this from Siraya. Yeah, great all-round resin. Been using this for quite a while for, well, little miniature figures, and obviously now trying it out on some larger figures. So yeah, check out some links down below guys and get hold of this one. It's a nice, reasonably priced and versatile one that works rather well. So obviously everything is printed out. Yeah, loads of little bits. No instructions with this, but then again, you don't really need instructions. You can just build this how you want. And what I really love about this stuff, obviously very modular, but it's got lots of detail on the inside. Obviously you'll be able to see how I put this together. You won't be able to see the inside, but you can use this as a kind of a transporter, have the sides open, and have all your troops sitting there with their machine guns and, well, whatever else really. So yeah, it slots in really, really well. So no instructions, but by looking at the picture, you can kind of roughly work out what it is you need to do. And then it's just a case of gluing all the bits and pieces together. And this is one of the other main reasons I love going to Mr. Modulark. So obviously I print off a lot of his orcs, and again, they're very modular. So you get the bodies, the arms, guns, all the heads, all separate. And yeah, when it comes to heads, if you want some orc heads, yeah, he's got you covered. Absolutely tons of them. Loads of fun ones, loads of cool ones, and loads of army style ones, which yeah, I love messing about with. So as you can see, I am going to go for the enclosed sort of version. But yeah, you can get a whole variety of add-ons and extra bits to have little side bits coming out, a whole variety of different turrets, which is pretty cool, as well as obviously side weapons and, well, all kinds of stuff, which is just great. But I'm going to keep this sort of more like the original Star Wars looking one, just because I really love the, well, say the look of the original Star Wars one, because as a kid, well, even as an adult, I absolutely love Star Wars. And Mr. Modulark has just recently released some Orc Shock Troopers. Yeah, if you go and check his website out, you'll be able to see exactly, well, what similarities they have to a certain looking army that can't shoot for toffee. Yeah, hopefully that's not the case of orcs. So recently I have been printing out sort of larger, bigger things. Obviously this is primarily due to sort of the size of the printer I've now got. I can print out larger things. And something that I've got coming up soon is, well, yeah, let's have a look. This is what I'm currently working on as I speak. And no surprises, it's an orc. But yeah, I've taken one of Mr. Modulark's little orcs and I've increased the size by 380%. And this is what's come out. It's a huge, big, lovely looking orc on a bike. Yeah, To say I'm excited about this is an understatement. I just love orcs. I've never really thought about printing out a huge one before, but I just love the fact that they can print out so well, and it shows what kind of definition is in these little bad boys. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one, guys. And obviously, if you don't want to sort of miss out on when that one does come out, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, yeah, so you get notified when I produce a video, as I am producing, well, a couple every week, really. So back to this build. Yeah, it didn't take too long at all, really, to get him all together. And I say the great thing is there's so many sort of like extra bits you can print out to really sort of customize the look of this. And obviously you can add as many or as little sort of weapons and bits and bobs as you kind of want, which is just awesome. And obviously you do need the odd few orky bits. And as you can see, yeah, I printed off a couple of little orcs to go with it. Yeah, absolutely love how this thing looks. It really is an awesome crossover between Star Wars, Warhammer, orcs, and well, any kind of other games that you can use this this sort of walker for, or troop carrier. And say you can have the sides more open, so you can see lots of troops in there, which is just, yeah, absolutely awesome. So even though I do have an airbrush, as you can see, yeah, I'm going to go slapchop, just because, well, I find this so easy and lovely to use. But obviously I'm going to, rather than doing it white, I've primed it in black, and I'm just going to dry brush with silver all over this lovely thing. And this doesn't take long to do, but it does give it a really, really nice sort of metallic or aged sort of metallic look. But I was in two minds though. Once I'd done this, I then really liked the look of how it looked as just being sort of metallic looking. Yeah, so I had to do a poll, and yeah, you guys kind of decided whether I was going to leave it as it is, or if I was going to then sort of paint it in a particular colour. And if so, well, yeah, which colour was I going to paint it? Obviously, you'll see in a minute, although you've probably kind of seen from the thumbnail, yeah, what I've gone for. But obviously, with the three little orcs that are sort of hanging off this or sitting in the driving seats, yeah, they're going to be the sort of normal sort of way of doing them. Good old priming in black, dry brush with white, and then yeah, good old army painter speed paints for the win here. As I do love using them because, well, they've got my favourite greens amongst those ones. Although keep an eye out, guys, because I will be trying out Green Stuff World's dipping inks. Yeah, just to see how they look. I say, I love this hobby and I love trying new things out, which is why I'm always saying to you guys, let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see me do or try or yeah, have a go at, because I want to try new things. Yeah, and obviously without you guys let me know what is out there and what I can try and do, yeah, I just don't know. Although I do look on YouTube like you guys and have a good old search around, seeing what people are up to. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Well, if there's any other kind of paints, I do want to get hold of the Vallejo ones as well, and give them a go. Just in case there's anything out there that's better. Although I say at the moment the good old army painter is definitely my go-to choice of paints. Just because, well, I love the results, I love the colours, and yeah, if it works, don't fix it, I guess. Although I'm not trying to fix it, I'm trying to try other stuff. And now I'm just waffling. Yeah, let's get back to the painting. So I'm keeping these guys fairly plain and simple, and yeah, obviously you can't really see too much about them anyway. But yeah, green skin, brown leather bits. I've got a particular sort of grey that I use. It's kind of a bluey grey. And I use that for, well, kind of like jeans, as it really gives a good sort of denim look. And this is why I love the fact that I painted all of the lids on my my Army Painter speed paints. Basically I did the, well, slap chop method on the lids. I primed them all in black, dry brushed white, and then painted them with all the paints, because there's definitely some that are, well, they're completely different looking from how they look on the sort of the label on the paints. So yeah, most of them do sort of come out as they should do, but there's definitely at least 3 that I use. And yeah, they're nothing like how they should look. So yeah, obviously this is definitely an orc vehicle. I want to add some colour to it. And say at this stage, I still wasn't too sure whether I was going to leave it in this sort of metallic look or give it a full coat of paint. But either way, there's certain bits on here. Obviously these lovely looking teeth bits. But yeah, and there's some odd panels here and there. So they needed a bit of colour to them as well. So after doing a few of the panels, bits of colour and all that, yeah, it really was in quite a dilemma as to whether or not to paint this up or not. As I say, I love this sort of old aged metallic look. So, well, I thought I'd leave it up to you guys, and I left a little post on the community tab, Dewberry What's It. Don't know how many of you people actually get to see that, or if you get notified. But yeah, put a little post up saying, do I leave it as is, or do I paint it? And yeah, quite a few of you voted. It was pretty close, but yeah, the painting it just won. And then I had a good old look through all the comments to see what kind of colours were sort of, well, being chosen by you guys. As I do have a tendency to always go red, just for speed. Although that was one of the main colours. So it was purple and red, seemed to be sort of neck and neck. And then, yeah. So talking about the old dipping inks, I kind of found a couple of large bottles that were sent to me, I don't know, about a year or so ago. As obviously this thing is going to take up a lot of paint, rather than using the small little sort of speed paint bottles I've got. Yeah, I thought I'd get using the Green Stuff World ones that were sent to me, well, I'd say quite some time ago. And as you can see, yeah, I've gone for red. Although, as this is quite a sort of a dark looking vehicle, because obviously it's primed in black with a little bit of dry brush in silver, the red itself is going to come out very dark, which, to be honest, I kind of like the idea of, as I didn't really want this to be like a garish red that just sort of stood out and made you think, yeah, looks like a kid's toy now. I kind of wanted this to sort of look as though it was a bit more menacing. And yeah, this red going over, being very translucent. Obviously, I am just slathering this stuff on. I've kind of got the biggest brush I've got, which probably still I could have got a bigger one. But again, it's all about using what we've got. So I know sometimes you guys leave comments on my videos saying, oh, you should have done this, or you should have done that, or should have used this. Yeah, don't forget, guys, I'm not a guy that's got a big workshop and tons of stuff. Although I do have quite a lot of paints, which is quite cool. Yeah, when it comes to paint brushes and the like, I don't have many. And most of the ones I've got are very, very small. Alright, as you can see though, this dipping ink paint, I don't think I've ever used this red one before. I think I was sent about 8 different bottles of like their main sort of colours. I've used a lot of the orange, because they've got a lovely orange one. I think this was possibly the first time I've used this red. And as you can see, yeah, very translucent. But say for me, it was ideal, because I didn't want this to stand out at all. So once it's all fully dry, then it's a good old case of getting some transfers out. Trying to get them on nice and neat, as you can see. Although, to be honest guys, this is my excuse. It is difficult sometimes doing what I do on camera, because there is a camera literally right in front of my face, and sometimes I'm having to like peer around the side of it just to sort of see, yeah, what I'm doing. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Plus, this is an Orc vehicle. Yeah, you wouldn't expect these transfers and things to look neat, because, well, it wouldn't be an Orc vehicle if they were. And just to help the Orcs out, because they're maybe not the smartest cookies in the box, yeah, let's put a little exit sign over the door. Although they would probably never enter the door, because they'd see the door as being an exit rather than an entrance. So maybe that might have confused them. Anyway, yeah, I love using the transfers now. I've only really been using transfers about the last 3-4 months, even though I've had this channel for a good 3 years. And that's because, well, I'm absolutely loving putting transfers on, because they really do, well, enhance the look of something. And yeah, something I love using, good old dirty down rust. Again, links down below, guys. This has got to be the easiest and most effective way of getting rust on, well, on anything really. It is just a case of dabbing it here and there, so it goes on nice and neat. But as you can see, I've got my little glass or jar or cup, whatever it is, of water. And yeah, you just use this to sort of water it down. And the great thing here is it waters it down, but you get some lovely streak marks as well, because obviously the more water you put on, the more watery it is. Then yeah, and it's just a case of going over the whole thing, just putting on the dirty down rust neat here and there, getting the water, splodging that on, getting some lovely drip lines, and then it's a case of, well, leaving it. You can get like a hairdryer out. If you see my profile picture, clearly you know I've not used a hairdryer for quite some time, but I do have a heat gun, and I have used that sometimes to speed up the process, to dry this stuff out. Then the problem with my heat gun is, even on the lowest settings, yeah, it's still very hot, and it can sort of peel and melt some of these transfers. So I just did all this, and then I left it overnight. And then it's like magic, because when this stuff dries, Yeah, this is obviously the reason for sort of watering some areas down. Then there's sort of thicker concentrated areas in places, and there's more watered down areas in other places. Obviously common sense would say that. And yeah, some drip marks, but the effect it gives, yeah, it's just awesome for something so simple, so quick and so easy. And then the last thing to really do is go over, again, I'm using a lighter silver this time, again dry brushing, but possibly a little bit of a heavier dry brush, just to sort of hit all the edges to make them look like they're a bit sort of knocked and worn, and to do it, well, even on the flat panels, just to give it that sort of scratched kind of look. And again, it's another one of these like real simple sort of processes to do, but so effective in making, well, what is a plastic kind of toy look a bit more metallic looking, which is just awesome. So say, yeah, this paint job really didn't take long at all. Loved how it came out. Obviously this vehicle is kind of red-ish, although it's more sort of rust-ish, and yeah, absolutely love it. Love how this came out. All I need now is a nice shelf to put this on, especially when I need to make room for that rather large Orc on the bike you saw earlier. But yeah, guys, go check out Mr. Modulark. Absolutely love his stuff, and also check out the printer and the resin I've used and everything else. Some of the links, guys, are affiliate links, which means it doesn't cost you anything else, but I do get a few pennies back if you do buy stuff, which is great because obviously it helps the channel out no end, and it means I can then go out and buy more paints, more brushes, more bits and bobs, and all the rest of it. If you have enjoyed the video, guys, don't forget to hit that like button, share where possible, and yeah, if you want to see more of what I do, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell. And if you want to help support the channel, then yeah, consider becoming a patron, or just you guys sharing the video is a lot of support for me, which is great. There's another video on the screen, guys, give that a click, see more what I do. You guys take care, bye for now.